Hello world, welcome to the first video in my Christmas lights playlist where I'm going to be taking you along my journey of setting up a programmable Christmas light show that you've seen on YouTube probably. One of the things I would eventually like to do, maybe not right away, but is find a way to access all of this with Python and really have a human interaction to Christmas light show. I don't think that's ever been done before. And so this is a Python programming channel if you're not one of my subscribers. And my channel is where I'm building my own digital assistant named Shane, like Jarvis from the Iron Man movies and comics, using Python or any programming language. But if you're here from the Christmas lights, let's get to it. So I chose to buy a HinksPixPro controller from holidaycoro.com. And just full disclosure, I kind of wanted to go with the ubiquitous Falcon player, the FPP, but due to the supply chain shortage and the chip shortage in 2022, you can't find them anywhere that I can think of. And so to include the website, Amazon, and secondary sellers. So I wanted to use the HinksPixPro, and I've heard it's a little harder to navigate, but it operates well with X-Lights, which is the software you need to create your shows. And so I'm really impressed with this company. Their customer service is crazy awesome. And so what I did was I bought this ready-to-run controller. And then I went to this Flex expansion controller, 4th generation. And so from here, you kind of have to know what you're doing, which I didn't before going into this. And so I believe I went here to this Flex Pixel controller system that comes with the controller, the expansion boards, the power supply, and this is the one I bought here. So the base price as of 2022 is $79.95, but you have to pick what you want from there on in. So you have to first choose your CPU type and options. So you can see it comes with different things. So it comes with a network switch, all of them. The E131, which is your LAN, but these comes with DDP. There's advanced features on these two. A play on controller upload that requires the SD card, which I wanted. And line level audio output and Wi-Fi. So you can see both of those two are pretty much the same, but this one comes with the SD card. So I did not have a 32 gigabyte SD card in my house for some reason, even though I have a lot of Raspberry Pis. So I click this one right here. I did not click any of these pigtail cables at the time because I planned on using their Pixel lights. This one depends on your location. I chose the 110 United States, 60 hertz. I only have one power supply, but so I initially got the 5-volt power supply, which is $39.49. So that was I noticed that something was wrong with something that I bought, which I'll explain later. And I sent them an email on Sunday afternoon, knowing they were closed. I was hoping they would email me Monday morning. They sent me an email Sunday night and said, just ship it on back, and we will return it for the 12-volt one. And they sent me the shipping label Monday morning. I shipped it right away, and they sent it right back. So I'm telling you, it's awesome customer service. So I clicked the 12-volt, and I'll show you why in a little bit. I did not choose a second power bank. I just did the regular support, email only. I can only imagine how awesome their priority support is, but I did not choose to do that. I like to kind of figure things out myself. I did not choose a warranty. I did not choose a clamp because I didn't know how I want to use my Christmas lights yet. So this output board one right here, I just chose, I think, this one right here. I did not select a second expansion board or a third expansion board. These, because they're optional. I did want a 50, I think I bought a 50-foot Cat 5 cord. That's because I just wanted to have a really long Cat 5 cord. And I did pick these ones right here, 16 of these male plugs, because I know I'm not ready for a 16 plug show yet. And so this will be my first year. And so I wanted to cap the pigtails I'm not using. And we can go over that in a second. Then you go to add to cart, and then you buy it. And so this is what you're buying right here. It comes all like this with one, this shows 2 expansion boards on there. And as you can see, 4 sets of cables coming out. And we will go over this in depth here. So that was the first thing you need to do. You can purchase your own right here. Just know that if you choose something different than I did, then I probably won't go over that in my video. So the reason why I wanted to go at 12 volt was the first thing I wanted to do was use flood lamps or floodlights. So if you go to here, so let's assume you have that in your cart. So then you go to these RGB lights, bulbs, strip and ribbon. Then go to these RGB floodlights. And this is what I did not notice. Is I bought the 5 volt power supply and then bought one of these 10 watt RGB smart pixels with the stake. So make sure you're buying it with the stake if you're going to put it in your yard. And what I did not notice was these require the 12 volt power supply. So that's on my part. Maybe they can update their website to put that in here somewhere. That these are, oh, hold on. Maybe it is down here and I should have noticed. Oh, here we go. Voltage 12 volts. But you kind of have to scroll down to that. I think it'd be awesome if they put it somewhere on here. 10 watt /12 volt. But either way, they replaced it right away and I had it back within a week. So I bought one of these. I did not pick any of these and just bought it. And it comes with this cool little stake. I'll show you more in a little bit. Alright, so that's what I bought. And so now let's check out what it looks like when it arrived. Okay, so after you have unboxed your controller, you can go ahead and open up the enclosure, and this is kind of what it looks like. So we have our power supply here, and then we have the control board here, and here is the LED where you will primarily work with the controller here. And then here we have the expansion board, 16 of these black cables that come through here and here. And then if you notice, there's a place for the bottom for you to put a pole here. Now if you bought 2 expansion boards, it would be one here and one here below it. And then you would have 4 holes cut in here. So now I'm kind of limited to just the 16 as of now. Here are 2 of your Cat 5 Ethernet cable connections. And then they come up here to here. So you can go ahead and unscrew right here. And that's where it is. There is a power cable that comes with it. And then you'll notice all of the cables, they come wrapped on there and they are labeled. So mine started with 33 and they go up 34, so there'll be 8 of them. And then you'll have the other side here. So I went ahead and plugged in my flood lamp, and I have connected it to the stake. And we have that at port 33. So go ahead and plug that in if you want. And then what you do is you plug the power cord in. So you have your flood lamp already in. And go ahead and connect the internet cable. So I apologize if you hear meowing. That's my cat Cinnamon wanting to be in the video. And as you can see, during the LED test, your flood lamp turns on. That's a good sign. And then here on the panel, you'll see a welcome counting down to 9 to 1. It probably doesn't show up on my camera. And then it's going to configure, and it says waiting for the internet. If you have the internet plugged in, which I do, I have it connected right to a router, you're going to see an IP address. So you'll see the date and an IP address, and then E131 going back and forth. Go ahead and write that IP address out. So we'll go over how to mess with the panel in a next video, and this is how you inject the SD card. So you can save your X-Lights program to your SD card and load it here. But for now, we're just going to need this IP address, and that's it. So now that we have the IP address, let's go back to our computer. Okay, so we have our HinksPixPro controller turned on and connected to the internet, and we have our IP address. So let's go ahead and type that in. Alright, and then it should automatically find this HinksPixConfig page. Alright, so once it pulls up totally, this is what the default page looks like here. So we have all of these menus here. So the first thing we'll do is we'll hover over port config. And as when I showed you the cables, you saw that we had 33 through 48, and that's the local SPI expansion ports. If you ordered any other configuration, you would have any of these right here installed. So it already found my expansion port, so let's go ahead and click that real quick. And it'll take you here. Now I've already uploaded one X-Lights config, so yours will look different if you ordered the same thing as mine. But your controller start channel should be like 9,000. And then the pixel count should be defaulted to 100. Your channel and controller should be 9,900 or something of that nature. So basically 100 pixels, 3, RGB, so that's so that would be 9600. That's where yours would start if you had the default config. And so HinksPixPro, this right here, this controller allows you to design your own light show from this. I would not recommend that. I would recommend using X-Lights and uploading it, which we'll cover in the next video. But it does show here the controller show design right here because I uploaded something from X-Lights already. But yours will not have that. But it does go over the active driver boards, etc. You can hook up wireless, except you can't configure the controller like that, so we're not going to go over that. Some people, when I was researching, don't like this. What's a good way to test it? Well, let's go to wireless real quick. And it uses this purple blue page right here. So let's say I put in my SSID and password, then I have to save the changes, then go to reset and reset it. Some people don't like that. I don't know. It's just user preference, I guess. But so go to your port config. Assuming you bought something as similar as mine, you would come up here. This would say 9600. This would say pixel count 100. Controller end channel would be 9900. And so let's go to, and so I have my RGB flood lamp connected to port 33. So let's go to test outputs and go to 33 through 48 local expansion port. And now you can individually turn these on. So I'm going to go port 33 on, which is where my flood lamp is connected, and let's do blink red. And there you go. Now it is blinking red. And that's a great sign. That means everything is working. So I think you clear all ports, and then it turned off. You can test all of them if you want, but let's do all of them like this. Sorry, you have to port 33 on, blink RGBW. There you go. It's going through RGBW now. And then clear all ports. It'll turn off. And there you go. So that is our first video. I hope you're enjoying it. Please leave a like and a comment on this video if you're setting up your own Christmas light show with me. And in the next video, we will go into X-Lights, create our first sequence, test it through a wired connection through X-Lights, and then we'll save it or output it to our controller. And then we will create our own X-Light sequence and upload it to an SD card as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing if you're interested in this Christmas light show using the HinksPixPro, or if you're interested in Python programming. And thank you for watching. Goodbye, world.